Alright, we just got a motor in here to do. Part of a motor anyway. It's supposed to be an iron head sporty motor. Box is kind of beat up. Definitely coming unglued. I don't know if this was added on or what, but the motor's loose in here. You can hear it. And it's rattling a little bit, so not a good sign for not being damaged. So we're going to pop this thing open and see what we find. Probably be more stuff I got to work on, I bet. So we'll see. See what we get. All right. Great. Comes right out. That's how you do that. They got written top over here for some reason, like it's supposed to be the top, but not sure about that. I'm having my doubts about that. Got some kind of a Torx head screw there, whatever how that works. Yep, that'll do it. 10 to 1, I'm probably not supposed to take out Torx head. Those are more bigger screws. Alright, it's too close for the back, so I got room to work. This tape's supposed to hold it together. Yeah. I think the tape was holding it together. Yeah. Appears to be about it. Appears to be the top. That wood's not strong enough. Okay, appears to be a motor in there somewhere. Yeah, there's a big broken fin. Moving all over the place. Yep, there's another big broken fin. Right here, there's 2 more gone. They are down there in the bottom of the box. It looks like this whole engine stand came loose, or the motor's loose. I'm not sure how that got damaged. The rod is free to bounce against the cylinder bore, which is not good. This one's inside it like it's supposed to be. This one here is not. So this one came loose. And let that bounce around there a little bit. Not too much damage on that, looks like. Bubble wrap does absolutely nothing for protection. It just flattens it all out. It's gone. So it looks to me like this whole box came unglued. And they probably taped it back together, to be my guess. I'm not sure. Hard to tell. Alright. Well, either way, you need a lot more support than this. Ooh, you gotta make a whole bridge. Damn, the camera's all out of whack. Jeez, what happened there? I have no idea how much you did not see there. Anyway, the whole, to make this correctly, this should have been plywood, or 2x4s, or 2x2s all the way around the whole thing, perimeter, make a whole box. This stuff's way too flexible without being a full containment device around in here. Alright, well, either way, you got broken fins down there, two are missing off of here. This one's definitely gone. Cylinder's been, or rod's been beaten on a cylinder, because this thing here obviously came all the way up and went back down the hole. And a lot of damage there. Okay, so what's the best way of getting this motor out of here? Stand looks like it's in there pretty good. Why is the motor loose? Guessing the motor's not tight to the stand. Alright, now let's get this rest away this apart. Never seen Torx head screws before, but looks like that's what they're using here to hold this thing together with. Alright, let's take it apart the rest of the way and see what we got in here. We've already got bad cylinders, that's not good. Not the way you want to get a motor. Smaller than this one. I don't know. Maybe. Quarter drive. That sucks. Need to get these a slow way. This is going to take a while like this. I'm sure I probably have a quarter drive to ace adapter floating around here somewhere. I hope. Somewhere all my tools. There, found one. Bingo. There we go. Power tools. Found the adapter. That works a lot quicker and easier. tape is doing more than anything. Yep, mainly tape. It looks like the motor was loose in the stand, is why it's moving. I don't know how the fins got broken though. Something had to come to the top of the board to do that. You can obviously see the impact marks right here where it hit. I don't know how the motor would have came up that much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you would have got the motor up that high to hit on anything. I don't know how to get this high up here to break the fins without this coming loose. Appears to be tight down here, so I don't know how that happened. This board here would have to be free. Oop, damn camera. This board would have to come up from this to do that. You never want to mount a motor to a cross brace that's not tied to anything. That would just pull up. So maybe this whole thing just lifted up. That'd be my guess. This whole thing was coming up and hitting up under here, which is nailing both of these two fins. This should have been all one piece going across because that's what that bolts to. Not this cross piece here, this cross piece here. Box wasn't made to take the load. And you can obviously see where it hit. And this was all broken away in here. Looks like it was cut. That's a cut mark. I don't know what that's all about. This is obviously broken away. Alright, so you have to figure out how you're going to make these boxes when you do this stuff. So I'm guessing that whole thing came out sideways or something. I'm not sure. Alright, let's continue getting this thing apart and determine what else has been damaged in here. So packaging is a big deal around here and doing stuff. Saves me a lot of work. One screw holding that in. That's nowhere near enough strength. Big hole in the front of the box here too. My guess is the whole motor came loose in this damn box. You can see the big hole right here. I don't know how this motor would have hit that without this whole thing being broken free underneath, which it probably is. Probably is completely broken. Yeah, there's your problem right there. See how it's free to float back and forth there? So I bet you the whole box accordion back like that. See how this box goes back and forth like this? And when that comes back, you can see the impact mark there where it hit the column. Hit that, and then probably come back and hit that. The whole box accordion, because it's not enough strength here holding anything together. See, he's only got one screw. See, there's only one screw holding this thing together. That's nowhere near enough strength to hold anything together. You see how that one's already halfway out down there. That one's off. There you go. Got 1.5 screws down in there holding that one together. Not enough strength. That part was strong. Okay, let's see what happens here when you can't see the base. It's fairly strong. It's just the rest of it sucks. Yeah, that's the strongest part of the whole box right there. All right. Ah, there's why it's loose. See the bolts right here? They used to be up here. So this whole motor came up, bouncing all over the place. So this was not adequately torqued down or whatever. Obviously it's not tight enough. It all came loose. So you should have had some big washers underneath the head of this bolt. It looks like there's no washer at all, so it just yanked the thing straight up. Right out of those slots. And the whole motor's just bouncing around. I think the whole box accordion back and forth. It's hard to tell. Let's see, if this is free to go back and forth like that, that could have pivoted and ran it right into there without the box accordion. The whole motor would just lift up. Like this, boom. That's what did it, right there. Boom, like that. And that caught the top too also. That's what happened. This came loose like this. Boom, boom. You're done. Alright, so that's how it did it. So the back screws there were not torqued enough. The whole thing came out and just knocked it all over the place. Alright, so now we figured out what happened. So now when you put the motor back in to ship it back, you got to make sure you don't do that. That'll be the best way of doing things, not to do that. Okay, so all I got to do is pull that bolt out and this whole motor will be out of here. Okay, motor's out. One big fin. So here's how thick a main fin is. About a 1/4 inch thick. Problem is when I got one, we're missing another one. That one's right there. So that top fin is gone. I don't know what happened to it. It must have came out of the box. It came out of the box somewhere between here and wherever it's from. I think it's from Indiana or somewhere, he said. I forget. So somewhere in the Midwest. So we're missing the fin. We got one and part of another one. So these can be brazed back on and save the cylinders, I guess. But depending on what bore size they are, if it's worth it or not. It's probably cheaper just buy another set. All right, wonderful. Okay, what other damage we got? All looks okay. Got a few scrapes and stuff over here, but nothing I see damaged. It's good. And the front snout looks good. These get broken off if you get any side load on a motor. They break right off. So, oil pump looks like it's good too. Looks like it's still attached and not broken. Okay, looks like only a cylinder got damaged. Alright. So there is, you got one broken fin here that's not quite 100% off, but it is broken. So that can be V'd out, held back up and brazed back on. Obviously this one's missing two fins. So it looks like the top one is the one that we have left here. Yeah, that looks like an inner one to me. It's got to be an inner. It's an inner one. So we have the second fin down here. That's what we got. One big piece. So this whole piece here is gone. And that's a fresh break, so I know it was somewhere in the box at one time. But no longer. Unless I picked it up, don't remember picking it up. Nope. Alright, so we got issues with this motor. Let's see what bore the cylinders are so we determine if it looks like it's worth repairing these or not. So I guess we could look at the piston box. Sheet, that'll tell us. 20 over, they're low bore. Damn, they're good cylinders too. They may be 20 over pistons, but they measure standard. Yep. Yep. Standard bore. So these were standard bore cylinders. They look like they're reproduction. They're not Harley. They don't have the Harley Davidson part number down here. So these are reproduction cylinders. So Looks like it needs another set of repop cylinders to make them look nice. So why do we got standard piston, 20 over pistons for a standard bore motor? That doesn't make any sense at all. They got a big 2 written on them. That doesn't always need 10 over, but it should. Nope. Well, the pistons are standard. My caliper off? Nope, caliper's on. So they all measure the same size. Yep. Yeah. It's standard bore. I don't care if it has a 2 on it. These are not 20 over. It's not by anything I can measure. Alright, well that's what we got to play with. So just came here to get the transmission set up, that's why it's here. Yeah. Alright, yep. That's what, a 61 Sporty? Yeah. Bam. Boom, boom. 61 xlch. Alright, well, there we go. One damaged motor to fix. So we'll see what happens. We'll get back.